Sex Panther, 60% of the time, it works every time. This week, we're diving headfirst into the insane world of San Diego's top news team in Anchorman, the Legend of Ron Burgundy. Prepare for brick fights, jazz flute solos, and a lot of hot takes.
Welcome to the No More Late Fees podcast. I'm Jackie.
And I'm Danielle, and we're just two best friends and ex-Blockbuster employees rewatching some of the best and worst movies of the late 90s and early 2000s. This week, we are talking about the 2004 comedy Anchorman. But before we dive in, let's get into some housekeeping. If you love the podcast and you want to support us, here's a few ways you can.
Did you know writing a review and or rating us helps us get more listeners? If you want to be featured and help us grow, head on over to your favorite podcasting platform and leave us a review.
And don't forget to hit subscribe while you're there. Subscribing makes sure that you get alerts when our new episodes are live.
And if you want to continue the fun, head on over to patreon.com/no-more-late-fees. Sign up to become a Patreon bestie. You'll receive exclusive content. A lot of stuff that didn't make it into the podcast is available to our besties over there. You'll receive some stickers, access to lives, our Burn Dots Spotify playlist straight from my Burn CDs from high school and college. So head on over and check it out.
I just found one that I need to send you. I have to try to listen to it to see what's on there, but I know DMX is on there somewhere. So yes, that should be a good one. But this week we are not alone. Joining us is the host of HR Besties Pod and the millennial activist behind Millennial Misery, Jamie. Welcome, Jamie.
Hi, thank you so much for having me.
Fighting for our millennial rights.
Yes, I have my sign. Ankle socks for all.
Oh, if you want to get to know Jamie a little bit better, make sure to come back later this week as we rank our favorite Will Ferrell movies from the late 90s and 2000s in our bonus episode. All right, let's get into Anchorman.
Ron Burgundy is San Diego's top-rated news anchor, a man who believes his own legend and delivers the news with a healthy dose of arrogance and ignorance. And sexism. Can't forget about that.
A lot's not even a sprinkle, it's a handful.
No, yeah.
A healthy dose.
They were not hiding it.
No.
His world is shaken when Veronica Corningstone joins the news team as the first female co-anchor. A hilarious feud erupts between Burgundy and Corningstone as he struggles to adjust to the changing news landscape and the presence of a talented woman on his team. It stars Will Ferrell, Christina Applegate, Paul Rudd, Steve Carell, and David Koechner. I hope I said that right.
That sounds right.
It was directed by Adam McKay, written by Will Ferrell and Adam McKay, and you can currently watch it on Hulu. But before we start, let's get into our ratings rewind.
So, you know the drill. Before we get into the movie, we'll reveal the rating our Y2K versions of ourselves would give. Then at the end, we'll see if our current selves agree with our initial rating. Our scale consists of would buy it again.
The best would play on repeat.
5-day rental.
Would watch again.
2-day rental.
Okay, but nothing to write home about.
And same-day rental.
You better lay low for a while because this is trash.
All right, Jamie, we'll start with you. What did your Y2K self think of this movie?
It's shameful, but the best would play on repeat. Would buy it again.
No hate here. Surprise, surprise. A bitch ain't seen it. Never seen it. This
You've
was
never
my
seen
first.
Anchorman?
Never seen
What?
it. Never seen it. And you know what? Hats off to younger self.
Yeah, right. You made a good decision.
It's no secret on this podcast. There's a couple of actors I do not care for, and Will Ferrell is one of them. It has a little bit of redeeming qualities with Christina Applegate, Paul Rudd, and Steve Carell. So there's that. But it was still a 2-day rental for me.
Okay, that's higher than I thought you were going to give it.
The night's still young.
Oh, Lord.
Hold on. Buckle up.
Yeah. Velcro your ass because it's going to be real bumpy. All right. So this movie had a budget of $26 million and it made, like, I'm still floored by this, $85.3 million in
Honestly, I
2004.
feel like I expected it to be higher
Really?
with this ensemble cast and Will Ferrell, like, in its heyday. Maybe because it had such legs when it got to video, I just imagined it would be more.
I do remember when it came in on DVD. I do remember seeing the new releases. But this film kind of had like a bumpy road getting to the screen. So it had been pitched to DreamWorks almost 20 times before following I know, right? Before following the successes of Old School in 2003 and Elf. DreamWorks had very little faith in the film, doubting Will Ferrell and Adam McKay could pull off the entire film based on news anchors. So I know we're talking about like an ensemble cast, but if you really think about this cast, most of these people's careers didn't pop off until like later in the 2000s or in the 2010s. Like,
well, yeah, because like Paul Rudd was really just the guy from Clueless.
Yeah.
Like,
and
really.
Yeah. And Steve Carell, nobody knew who that he was because we were not in 40-year-old virgin territory
Yeah. Well, and
or The Office.
Maybe Christina Applegate was like really the only other well-known person.
She's really the biggest star at this point.
Yeah.
Like, we know who all these people are later, like even the cameos.
Yeah. Same.
Because he was creeping up with
Swingers.
This. Right.
Yeah, but like I would have probably in 2004 when I saw this movie, I'm like, oh, there's a guy from Swingers, but I wouldn't have known him first and last name.
Yeah, we didn't get his, like, again, he didn't really pop off quite yet. Wedding Chasers comes out, I think, in 2005.
Yeah.
We're like, okay, a bunch of white guys doing stupid ass shit. And you know what's crazy about this movie is that they all look too damn old to be doing this shit. Like, they are old.
Oh my God, for real.
Like, when Will Ferrell first gets on camera, all I kept seeing was this one vein. And it's like the makeup, they did as good as they could because, like, really, he didn't really blow up until he was much older. So
yeah.
Anywho,
well, how old was he?
I know. Can we Google that really quick? Because I'm curious now.
Let's Google that, and before we get into the cast and crew, let's hear a message from our pod pals.
Hey, I'm Blake.
And I'm Dave.
And we're the co-hosts of First Prize Films.
It's a comedy podcast where we take two films of the same genre,
separated by at least a decade,
and battle them to the death.
Metaphorically.
Nope, literally.
God.
So if you want to hear two dickheads talk about genre movies,
and hopefully give you a couple laughs,
then search First Prize Films on your favorite podcast platform.
Or find us on social media at First Prize Pod.
We also stream every week on Twitch.
Swing by, chat movies, and tell us how fucking dumb we are.
Because we're pretty dumb. See ya!
Bye ya!
Yeah, let's see how old he is, because
he's 56
in real right now.
Yes, right now.
Oh wow! So
and
he
this was 20 years ago.
Yeah,
I'm kind of shooketh on that. He does not look 36.
No, he looks older.
Yes,
he was 56 in Anchorman.
You're right.
Exactly.
When you said 56, I was like, yeah, that sounds right.
No, he was only 36.
I'm 42.
Oh my God, so am I. I'm 42 as well. I mean, I think we look great.
Yeah.
Right?
Just saying.
Yeah.
It's anxiety keeps us young.
A few more
yes,
days.
for sure.
I keep forgetting. I'm still like, I really think I'm 42 turning 43, but I'm 41 right now, right?
Yes.
I'll be 42 in a few days.
Yes.
So I'll just claim
happy
it.
birthday.
Thank you.
Well, I'll be 43 in December. So I really am 42.
You're still a baby. You're a newborn.
Yes.
Thank you. That's what I'm going to go with.
I'm just a baby.
But he was 30 freaking 6. I am.
Did he come out of the womb just an old man?
He's Benjamin Button.
the other way.
The other way.
But he doesn't look like he's getting, but he doesn't look like he's aging. He's a vampire.
Oh,
We
okay. Yeah,
figured it
that makes
out.
sense. It checks.
And when people are like, Paul Rudd looks so young, I was like,
Paul
Have
Rudd
you-
really is a vampire, though.
yeah.
Have you seen him recently?
But recently, though, just very recently, is starting to hit all at once.
Oh,
I'm just
really?
saying. You
Oh,
know who
oh.
doesn't age? Rob Lowe.
Oh, for real. That's creepy.
He's drinking,
Paul-
bathing in vampire blood.
Paul Rudd is 55.
That's a damn look behind me. You tell me.
I know.
They're in their
Well,
very-
Botox
He
wasn't a thing.
How
Now
old
I'm-
is David Coach? Because
Okay, Steve Carell is 61. What?
Let me tell you, them hair plugs saved that man. I say it
For
every
real,
time I
for
get a
real.
chance. And he is looking so handsome with his salt and pepper look.
Oh, I
Yes.
know. But seriously, the salt and pepper look, it's dapper.
It's
Yes.
I dig it.
saving a lot of dudes, I'm telling you.
Wow.
just like Freddie Prinze Jr.
Oh
Mhm.
my
or
God.
FPJ.
So I totally forgot that this was the first Adam McKay and Will Ferrell. This is where it started because we got so many movies after this.
Mhm.
But the real tea, ladies, is that them dudes had a falling out. They don't talk no more.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Yes.
And they still get their little checks in the mail, though.
They do. And so I was watching the newsreels because obviously we're doing this movie because it's 20 year anniversary to see if the duo would say anything about, together.
Well, yeah.
I've saw Will talking about the movie. He's at interviews, whatever. I haven't heard anything from Adam yet. I have to go back and double check, but yeah, they had a falling out, and people asked, "Are we getting Anchorman 3?" And I was like,
They
"Not
probably
with them
shouldn't
two
have done
together."
Anchorman 2. Let's be honest.
Facts. I've never seen it, but I'm just guessing.
Oh God, it was in 2013. I was just checking to see how long ago that was. Ooh,
Yeah.
let's not.
So the last collab with Will Ferrell was in 2015 with Get Hard. It
I
was
actually like that movie.
Oh,
I'm not
that
gonna
actually
lie.
is a good movie.
Yeah.
That's with Kevin Hart, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good movie.
I can't remember what the beef was, but I think it has to do with something with John C. Reilly.
Oh, yeah, because they were in Talladega
That-
Nights
Yes, and then Step Brothers.
and Step Brothers.
Yes.
How could I fucking forget Step Brothers?
Did
Also
we
a
just
movie I
become
s-
best friends? Oh.
Also a movie I still quote. Like, but like, hold on. I have to say, before memes, this is what we did.
Yes.
Yeah.
We literally just quoted shitty movies.
Yeah.
Yes.
100%. Yeah.
I didn't
Uh,
realize Adam McKay wrote Ant-Man.
The first one?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Did he
And
write
Paul
any of the
Rudd.
other ones?
I don't think so. No.
It might be why the first one is funnier than the other. The third one was missing the funny in that. I don't even want to
It
talk
was so
about it.
bad.
So PTSD.
I have not seen the third one.
Triggering.
You're not missing anything. Stay in the bliss of just the first and the second one.
Okay.
It's
okay, I will.
literally the only Marvel movie I have not finished. I was like,
Oh, was that
yeah.
bad?
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
finished Doctor Strange too?
Yeah.
I was very
I
upset
did.
with that one. Oh man. So this was McKay's directorial debut. And before Christina Applegate got the role, Amy Adams, Maggie Gyllenhaal, and Leslie Mann all auditioned for the part.
Oh wow.
And that other motherfucker I can't stand, Judd Apatow. I thought about this the other day, Jackie. If we ever randomly blow up, there's a lot of people
We have
That are
offended.
gonna hate y'all, yeah. That's okay. Fuck them.
And I don't fucking care.
I know. Fuck them.
That's a
new
new
GIF.
Yeah, I
I-
fucking hate Judd Apatow.
The only one I feel bad talking shit about was Amy Smart in Just Friends.
Oh,
I do feel bad about that. But the rest of them
Yeah, the rest of them deserve it.
warranted.
Yeah, fuck it.
Yeah.
Fuck them.
Judd Apatow did.
Don't do shitty movies.
Yeah.
Oh,
Judd
that's so is that why we're like Leslie Mann? No way.
Well, I don't mind her.
Yeah,
I
like
think
I could
she's
actually
funny.
see her that she could have done a good job,
Yeah.
but Amy
Amy
Adams or
Adams?
Maggie Gyllenhaal? Absolutely not.
No.
I could see Amy Adams doing it. Maggie Gyllenhaal, absolutely not. She's not funny to
No,
me.
not at all.
So I got two conflicting things. So it said that John C. Reilly was considered for Champ Kind and even took part in a read through of the script. He didn't get the role, but Ferrell and McKay liked working with him. So the duo ended up writing a part for Reilly in Talladega Nights, starring a lengthy working relationship for the two actors. But then I saw another thing where it said that he couldn't do the role because he was working on another project. So I'm not sure which one is accurate, but all in all, it was the start of a beautiful relationship or friendship. Maybe. And then maybe not so much anymore because there's drama, baby. There's drama. Let me look it up why you guys can continue with the cast and crew.
Is there drama with them too?
I think the reason that Adam McKay and Will Ferrell fell out was because of, and I think he was involved, John C. Reilly, but I'm not sure.
Got it. James Spader was considered for the role of Brick. Let me tell you, Brick is the only redeeming quality of this movie.
Can we talk?
I love him, even though they call him the R word, which thoroughly upset me.
Yeah,
Yes.
I actually wrote that in my note because that also offended me. Okay, good.
The majority of quotes that I say from this movie are Brick quotes, like, why is everyone yelling?
I know. I feel like Steve just like is perfect in this role. Like they couldn't have done a better job.
He was amazing, just playing that role from the heart.
Yeah.
I love how this tidbit is phrased. Tim Robbins loves a custom wig.
I wrote it that way. But go ahead, continue.
He was happy to make a cameo role in the big Anchorman fight, but he had a request. He wanted a custom wig made for his character, which he wanted to keep. Apparently, he had the same deal for his cameo in High Fidelity as well.
What the fuck?
He wears
Was this man just have a wall of wigs?
Right.
Yes, like Moira but he says he wears them for Halloween. They're still in rotation. He loves his wigs.
Does he name them?
Does he like Shawshank Redemption?
Oh God.
What?
So I found a tidbit. So the two, Adam McKay and Will Ferrell, released a joint statement explaining that while they would always work together creatively and always be friends and recognize we are lucky as hell to end this venture as such, their production company would split. I think that's lies, because why are you breaking up your production company?
Yeah, that sounds sketch.
As it
like
turns
a
out,
PR statement.
Right. As it turns out, McKay was working on Winning Team, an HBO limited series about the Los Angeles Lakers in the 1980s, adapted from the book by Jeff Pearlman called Showtime. Ferrell, a huge Lakers fan, was cast as Jerry Buss, the legendary manager of the team, but his casting was a source of doubt among some of those involved. Ferrell just doesn't look like Jerry Buss, and he's not the vibe of Jerry Buss, said McKay in an interview. And there were some people involved who were like, we love Ferrell, he's a genius, but we can't see him doing it. Ultimately, John C. Reilly was cast in his place.
Oh, so someone was butthurt.
Yes.
I'm taking my ball and I'm going home.
Yep. I'll play by my damn self.
McKay didn't want to hurt his feelings, wanted to be respectful, he says, and so recast the role without telling him first. Reilly, however, did because he's a stand-up guy, says McKay. They soon announced a production company split, and according to McKay, although he's reached out via email, he has yet to hear back from him. And he said, I fucked up on how I handled that. It's the old thing of keep your side of the street clean. I should have just done everything by the book, he continues.
Yes,
So
he should have.
We won't be seeing them back together for a while. They's got drama.
Yeah.
Could you guys imagine Alec Baldwin in this movie?
No, God, no. I feel like my hatred for him though is like a later years thing. So maybe like if you asked me that in 2004, I would be like, sure, yeah. But now I'm like, fuck him.
He was in the running for the cameo role of Frank Bichard. So glad that didn't happen.
Yeah, me too.
I feel like he would have done well. I mean,
Yeah.
just like based on his 30 Rock character, I think he would have fit into the movie.
Yeah.
But yeah, opinions have been skewed by his actions of late.
Bob Odenkirk and Ron Livingston were also in the mix to play Brian Fantana. Ron Livingston, that would have made a lot of sense to me.
Yeah.
Yeah. That tracks.
Yeah.
And apparently Amy Poehler was in this movie, but she was completely cut out of it.
A crime.
So sad.
Absolute crime. So like I actually watched to see this. So the writer listed in the credits for the news station's broadcast are John Hamm and Adam Scott, again before both of them had their blow up.
Very cool. Very, very cool.
But they had so much footage from this film left over that they made like another one.
Wow.
I think they did it for the DVD. It's just like a bunch of bonus crap.
Nice.
Yeah.
I really can't imagine working with that many improv actors at once. Like it just must have been exhausting.
Well, yeah, right? Like you're always on.
Yeah.
And well, I mean, I would feel like I'd have to always be on for them.
Yeah.
But
And
also,
just-
I want to go dig in the Walmart $5 bin for this movie to see the bonus scenes.
And I think just like knowing you're going to have to like take so many takes of each scene
Oh my God,
because
yes,
you're
yes.
playing it different each time. Oh, I'm exhausted thinking about it.
And I think that's why you had to have a bunch of improv comedians in this,
Yeah.
because we just did Tu Wong Fu, and like one of
Oh
the
my God, that's
issues
such-
is Patrick Swayze had an issue
Oh my
because John Leguizamo was just like switching it up, and he's very like to the script. So I think you kind of have to have these kind of guys doing it. But it
Mhm.
said many of the actors and actresses were so good at improv, and they would sometimes do up to 20 different versions of reaction lines,
Oh my God,
trying
that's
out the first
amazing.
thing that popped into their head. So just McKay being, open to it, I think also was great.
Yeah. It probably made really good like energy and vibes
Mm-hmm.
in the movie. Like, in just like a safe space to be like, I'm gonna throw this out here and I'm gonna see how you react, and this might be the take that makes the movie. Like, that's hilarious.
So we are introduced to Ron Burgundy. He is the top rated news anchor in San Diego. It's the 1970s. And then we are also introduced to the rest of his news team. So there's Champ Kind. Is that David? I don't know.
Yeah, he's the
guy.
sports guy.
Yeah, we don't know.
Sports.
The guy that you're wearing his tiny hat.
Yes, he's wearing
guy
a
you can't
cowboy
see.
hat.
Brian Fantana, that is Paul Rudd, and then Brick Tamland, played by Steve Carell, who is the weatherman.
When he said it's 40 degrees in the Middle East, and I'm just like, what's wrong with him?
It's those subtle little things that he does where you're just like, oh.
I stabbed a man in the heart with a trident. I think you should lay low.
Lay
for
low.
a few while.
Oh.
Would you like to come to my pants party? So we kind of see their interaction. Obviously, they're very misogynistic. They think very highly of themselves. Just a group of good old boys that rule the airwaves.
I feel like they purposely made this movie in the 70s so they could make all of these misogynistic jokes and just absolutely ridiculous jokes without being able to take accountability. Just be like, well, it's supposed to be in the 70s,
That's probably accurate. That's why no studio was gonna sign on for this project. They're like, this is a terrible idea.
Like, this movie should not work.
No.
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 And frankly, my 2004 self should not have liked it. Let's be honest. I'm disappointed.
And like to this day, like people will say Anchorman with their whole chest, Anchorman is their favorite movie.
I will say, watching this movie for the first time made some things clearer. There was a guy I used to work with, and I did not know he was quoting this movie all the goddamn time. So now I'm like, dude, do you have a personality? Because
no one did back then. We all just quoted shitty movies.
This was recent though, Jamie. Like, I work with this man recently. This is not some kid from high school or college. This was like a grown-ass man.
Reliving his youth.
And he would look at me like I was crazy because I said I love movies. So he's like, this bitch was just ignoring me. No, motherfucker, I don't know what you're talking about.
It's a no for me, dog.
Oh my God, too much. I cannot imagine like a grown-ass man saying like, I'm in a glass case of emotion. Like, I'd be like, are you serious?
Yeah, all the time. It's all coming it's all clear to me now.
It's all coming back.
You should message him on LinkedIn and be like, I get it now. I get it. It's still not funny, but I get it.
Yeah. I know where you're going with this.
Yeah, I got it. But it wasn't funny. Like, even now.
And if you're listening, you know who you are.
Mike. No, I'm just kidding.
So we then see like Ron's kind of daily routine. His exercising in his shorts.
It's cooter cutters.
Oh, they're totally cooter cutters.
And then like him styling his hair, getting into like the seat of the station, and just everyone fawns all over him. And so his ego is so incredibly inflated. He is, much like the title says, a legend in his own mind.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people were gassing him up 100%. I just love how many people from this movie are either on The Office, even as cameos, or are on Parks and Rec. It's a lot. I was like, oh.
Well, it's funny, like, even thinking like how they're all connected.
Yeah.
But how they're all probably friends too. Like,
what
a wild friend group. Like, hey, I'm doing this movie. You want to be in it? Sure. Hey, I'm doing this TV show. You want to like, sure. Yeah. Like, what? Like, imagine having those friends.
Yeah.
I can't.
No, I can't either.
And the way they interact with one another, obviously Ron is kind of the leader of the group, but they all have like their niche kind of roles. Paul Rudd's character is kind of trying to be like smooth and suave, and he just misses the mark every single time.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he's still racking up some ladies. And the women in the beginning of this movie are just like, girl, none of them except Paul Rudd should be getting any of your cookies. Like, what's happening right now?
There's that one scene, I think it's in the very beginning, where he's like talking to her and she's not. She looks like she's nodding off. And I could not stop concentrating on that scene. I was like, I could not focus on him. I just kept looking at her. And I'm like, did they not even coach her to like act like you're into him? Or did they coach her to act like so uninterested?
I was confused by that because we're talking about the girl with the blue top, right?
Yes.
Because she seems so bored.
Yes.
But then in the next scene when they're together, she's like so excited.
Yeah, like, I want to touch your penis. And I'm like, wait, because like, do you want to touch his penis? I'm very confused.
And then when he introduces her to Ron,
oh yeah,
it seems like he's saying this is who you should be with. Like, but then the other girl, it was just it's very confusing. I mean, we meet all of them and we learn that they're number one in the ratings, and we meet their boss and everything. And then this scene is when they end up going to Ron. I don't know. It's not Ron's house. Somebody's house for a party.
House. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And their boss is like, he tells Chris Parnell's character, like, you need to watch him. He's like, these motherfuckers won't listen to me ever. And Ron, why don't you have a bathing suit? Why are you in underoos?
Literally in like whitey tighties. Well, they're not white though. They're mahogany.
And so many people were like jumping in the pool. He jumps into the pool and like they're in their clothes. I'm like, what kind of party is this?
know,
Is
this
this a
sounds like
porn party?
Oh, yeah, a 70s porn party.
Yeah.
Sign of the times. I'm
And
glad
that-
I wasn't there in the
No.
70s.
I feel like, but it's a great time to just be like, it's okay to do drugs, y'all.
Yeah,
You know, and
For real.
any drugs, not just weed,
Yeah.
but like all the drugs.
all the
It's fine.
drugs.
it's
Feel
fine.
like copious amounts of cocaine.
Yes.
and this is when we see Veronica's hiney.
Yes, her
Yeah.
tight little hiney.
Oh my god, I like that she comes to this party to check
right?
these
Like she's
dudes
scoping out her new coworkers.
Yeah,
Yeah, with her cigarette. She looks hot too, though.
yeah,
Like the fit was perfect.
Yeah.
Maybe not for the occasion, but like clearly she caught the eye of the gentleman.
yes. And the way that he blows this,
So bad. So bad.
like, you're Ron, you're not good at this. You
No.
are, and I don't know if he's just like intimidated by it, like
Mhm.
he's
Yeah.
so
Like he's
infatuated.
enamored by her. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
Oh,
he
man.
he wants just the beauty and the body. He doesn't
Yeah.
need any of the intelligence
No. No.
behind it.
No.
Beauty, body, and hold the brain. He don't
Yes.
want it. And so he he says such inappropriate things. And she does give him like a second chance to redeem himself, and he's like, I want to be on you. And he's just done.
I want to be on you. I feel like so terrible that I used to quote that.
He crashes and burns, and because at first I did think that was his house, but then we see him at his house and we meet Baxter.
Oh, Baxter the cutest.
The little puppy.
Oh, Baxter. I love that they have matching pajamas. I
Yeah.
don't love that they make out.
Yeah, it's a little weird.
I really
Yeah,
not
it
a
crossed the line.
fan.
Yeah. I wonder if like did we get a stunt dog for that? Like
No, he full on did that. I know it. I know
So,
it.
Yeah, no, you know that wackadoodle did that.
Yeah.
that you know how like at the end of movies it's like no animals were injured in the making of
Yeah.
this movie.
Yeah.
This
Can't
animal
say that.
was
No.
harmed.
It was
Baxter
so
was harmed.
the next day they get back to the station and we find out they have a new lady in town.
Yeah. Now Ron has himself a little bit of a co-anchor and a rival. And Veronica came to play. Like she has one goal. She's super ambitious. She's ready for that anchor spot and she's not going to let a man derail her.
Nope.
And they
She's on a mission.
Yeah, and they try. Even their boss is like giving her these like light, fluffy cat. Even though I feel like the cat fashion show was very interesting. I'm just saying, target audience right here. I wanted to know who won.
I would have watched.
But she's pretty mad at that. And Ron is still doing his own thing, but they are harassing her in the stupidest way
Oh
possible.
my God, the worst. That's when I was cringing too a lot.
Yes.
I'm like, oh, why didn't I
Crank.
find this funny?
Yeah.
And when they hire her, they have a huge conversation about like how they can't stand her. Not well, they're like, oh, that butt, like they
So inappropriate.
so bad, and she could hear it. They're so stupid. I can't.
Yeah. So as they're going on air and it's like, welcome to the news. It's like, I'm Ron Burgundy and this is Tits McGee. And she's like, really? Really, Ron? But the weird thing is he's still pursuing her romantically while trying to destroy her professionally?
Yeah.
Well,
And she still sleeps with him.
she does.
What
I
the
will
fuck,
say,
girl.
if he's as dumb as he is, I think he might be rocking it in the bed though. I'm just saying.
Doesn't get distracted. There's no thoughts in his head.
No, he's very focused. As Jay-Z said, I'm fully focused, man. I think it's hilarious because he, like all the other guys, tried their moves with her.
Mhm.
So, we get Brick with the party in the pants, pants party. Okay, of course I can't remember anybody else's name besides Brick. You've got Brian, who
Yes.
I don't even know what he
And
says.
Champ.
And Champ. They all
Brian
try.
puts on the Sex Panther. And it smells like gasoline and like everyone evacuates.
That's right.
They're like,
They
what
had to
the
hose
fuck is
him
this?
down. So disgusting. I really want us to make a fake perfume company called Sex Panther. I'm just saying. I think y'all sell out.
I think, I was like, I think it would be profitable.
But she does agree for Ron to take her out in the town to show her San Diego. And
She falls for that shit.
She does. But when he is at this jazz club,
Oh god.
and
the scene.
What's that man's name? The actor that was in Eurotrip too, Jackie. He's so weird.
Fred Armistead.
Yes. So he makes a cameo as well, and he's like, you gotta go up there and play the flute. Sorry, I'm in shock because I didn't know that Will Ferrell actually knows how to play the flute. He's been playing since like elementary school.
Oh, I just sort of assumed that was part of like I didn't realize he was really playing the flute.
I was just like, wow. But I would punch somebody if they stood on my table that I'm eating at. And he purposely was stepping on the glass. Like,
yeah.
My dude.
That was such a weird scene.
It was.
I literally have it in my notes as the flute scene ? Like, what the fuck? Like, what? Like, that was so unnecessary.
It was,
That's
but
how
I guess
a lot of those movies were though, like back in the day. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like they always had some random ass scene that you were like, huh?
And this movie is long anyway. And to have like the extended nightclub flute scene, I'm just like,
so unnecessary.
why?
Yeah.
We had to give a reason why she would sleep with him. And apparently this was
Apparently the flute was it because one time at band camp.
So they go home and they make it a love. Baxter's not happy about this.
Also, the sex scene, very weird.
It was a Lisa Frank acid trip.
There's unicorns and there's rainbows. And I'm like, is this Nan Cat for a minute? Like, what is going on?
It was something.
I mean, it was better than seeing like real sex scene between them because I don't think either of them could have been serious enough to do that. So I do appreciate that.
I love that she tells him, let's keep it profesh. I don't want people knowing we're boning. It's hard enough being in. The first thing this brother does, he goes and he's like, on the news.
On air.
Well, before he gets on air, he's in his office and he's like, I slept with Veronica and we're in love. And I'm like, he's like, was that loud? Yes.
Yes, sir. Yes.
I hate that.
And then he says it on air. And what I hate the most is she does not dump him for this. She continues to date this man.
Terrible.
Does the fight happen before or after the burrito scene?
I think it's after.
No, it has to be before because he's still in good standing. Like, he's still the man when they have it. Because I would say that scene was funny, but also just like, who in the room said, I got it. We're going to have all the news stations gather up with medieval weapons.
Also, in my notes, that scene, what? like it wasn't even funny to me. Even back in the day, I remember
Yeah.
thinking this is so stupid. Like I
Yeah.
don't find this funny. But like rewatching it now 20 years later, I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Like what I need to understand the mind, like the logic behind it.
Right.
And I don't think there is one
No, and
other
think,
than
like,
having random cameos.
yeah, and like there are funny lines within the scene, but the scene itself, I think they wanted to like regain Ron's confidence as an anchor by fighting all of like being the last anchor standing, but like it was such a weird.
It like
And
doesn't fit the movie though, right? Like it's
No.
such a random like scene.
I could see the beef between those different channels and men doing something stupid as fuck, like wanting to fight each other
Yeah, that
from
is
the
very manly of
competition.
them. Yeah.
But the thing that irritates the shit out of me is America. Ben Stiller is not black. He's not Latino. He is white
He's also not funny.
and not
Yeah.
funny.
Mhm.
But why?
I said it.
You have all these actors who are most likely Mexican.
Yeah,
and then
you
bring
have
Ben
him
Stiller.
playing. Yes, exactly.
You have
Fucking offensive.
Danny Trejo is in this movie. Why not have him be that person instead?
Yes.
You could have gotten a Latino actor. I, again, am not going to complain about the diversity in this movie because this crew, fine, let them be whatever. I'm not, I don't,
Let
I
him
don't
be
want
white.
let them be white. I don't want, because a black person in this, first of all, a black person would have been like, y'all,
Yeah, this is
this
dumb.
shit ain't funny. And would have had their one scene and been funnier than everybody else. And they can't have that. This was, but I was like, I fucking can't. Ben Stiller, stop it.
And the worst part is like people validated that. He thought it was funny to be characters that were fat phobic and another ethnicity. And people were like, yeah, you're super funny doing it. Do it. And it's like, no.
Yeah.
And you know who
it's
those
super harmful what you are doing.
And you know who those people are? Judd Apatow. Every fucking time. Every time. I'm not joking.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong.
Heavyweights
Every time.
was Judd Apatow's movie.
Judd and Dodgeball, I think he has something to do with that one too. Yeah, gross. But I will say the thing that did make me laugh is when Luke Wilson's hand got chopped off. Like, and when Brick threw the trident, I was like, what are they on horses? Like, this is crazy. And they said no faces, but they were punching each other immediately in the face.
Yeah.
Oh, so wild.
The funniest thing is like when I went to rewatch this for my homework for the podcast, I was like, God, I like remember settling in and being like, oh fuck, I gotta watch that stupid fight scene again. Like I very specifically remember hating it 20 years ago, and I definitely hated it again. So it just was so like oddly out of place. I mean, I guess what do you get from like improv actors, right?
Right.
Yeah.
But like, I don't know. I guess I just want it to make sense because I'm a very like logical thinker, and like this didn't at all.
I'm okay if it's just silly, but like
yeah, but like this was just like what? Like violent for no fucking reason.
Yeah.
This was improv when someone from the crowd just yelled something. Now they fight with medieval torture devices.
It's like, what?
Yeah.
And then like, and also I didn't remember how many newscasts appeared. Like I remember like 3 in my head, but I was like, oh my God, they just keep appearing. Like how many does San Diego have?
I also laughed when Tim Robbins came out and was like, we're taking a break from, because they're from public television station or whatever. We're taking a break from fundraising or something. I did laugh at that. And the wig, because I now know that he had it custom made for him. Oh my God. I think the funniest part about that fight scene is just the debrief after that we talked about
Yes.
how Brick, he's like, gotta lay low, man. Like that did make me laugh.
You
He killed somebody.
Lay low for a while.
And then we get Ron driving in his car with his window down and he's eating a burrito. Baxter's in the front seat. And he's like, I'm full. I gotta throw this burrito out. He doesn't even look to the side of him that
No.
there's like, and how do you not hear the motorcycle either?
right? Because those suckers are loud.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we get a young baby face Jack Black
Oh, a little baby.
because he throws the burrito and of course he falls off his motorcycle. And like he doesn't say profusely like that he's sorry.
No.
This altercation is just like it could have been avoided.
Also, another weird ass altercation.
Yeah.
What? And like, who wrote this? Will, but for real. And then fucking Jack Black just takes his dog Baxter and throws him over the side. And you're like, kicks him. Actually, he kicks him over the side. And you're like, okay, Animal Cruelty. Like, wasn't expecting that.
Like the one shining beacon in this movie, you have just punted over the side of a bridge into the water.
It's like, do you have something you love?
Yeah.
It's like poetry.
All because you got a fucking bean burrito in your face. Like, chill the fuck out, bruh.
But he's like, you fucked up my motorcycle, fucked up my face, like,
Yeah.
and there's still no sorry. Oh
It's
man.
just Baxter.
And the thing is, he doesn't even go try to like find Baxter. If you guys
No,
notice,
because I would have jumped over the bridge. I'm like, I'm gonna get my dog.
Doesn't he
Especially
jump in?
if you have like a love affair with your dog and you're making out.
he does not jump in to get the dog. He just screams over, and then he's walking through the streets crying.
Yeah,
He gets all dirty at some point, but I think that's him trying to run back to the studio. And he calls the studio. Well, he calls Brian and says, hey, but he's crying profusely. So Brian is kind of getting some of the words, but not really. And they're looking for him. They're like, we need to put someone on. Like the news needs to start. Like, I don't know why they couldn't put Brian on. I feel like Brian would have done fine. I'm fine with Veronica being on, but still, like, they were acting like no one else
like
could
there
do
was
it.
no one else that could do it. Yeah. And then like I personally don't think like he was so betrayed by her going on, and I actually don't think like no one could fucking find you, bro. Like she had to deliver, someone had to deliver the news.
Yeah.
Like she's technically the next person to do it. Like I mean, I know it's once again, it's just a movie. I'm getting all fired up, but like that part kind of pissed me off because I'm like, who else was gonna fucking do it?
She said, go ahead, Jackie, sorry.
Oh, I was just gonna say, yeah, like it is a nightly news broadcast that is live. Like there is no, oh, you can get to it later when you're feeling better. Like someone
like you didn't show up. It's the 70s. You don't have a cell phone that you can be like, hey, someone kicked my dog.
We don't have Find My Friends where we can be like, oh, he's at the bridge. Let's go get him.
It's that self-inflated ego that he really thought like the news can't actually happen without me.
For sure. Clearly.
They would have like postponed it. But what kills me is that she's like, I told you I wanted to do the news. And he's like, I thought that was a joke. I thought you were kidding. I wrote in my diary. Veronica told me a funny joke today.
Like, okay, asshole.
Rocks. Yeah.
But the worst is she still like reconciles with him like romantically. Like she like forgives him. I'm like, what? There's nothing endearing about this man at all. You should probably take his dog away from him because he just continually endangers it. And you and Baxter should go live a happy life together, Veronica.
Baxter don't like her though.
He'll come to love her. Once he sees how safe his life is, once he's not with Ron anymore.
There's only one explanation and one explanation only. Ron is laying down that pipe, and that's it. No ands, ifs, or buts about it. He is laying the pipe down.
He's got
That's
the
it.
flute.
Yeah, she's stigmatized, and that's it. She's not proud of it, but she has no choice.
It
You're
is
not
what it
wrong.
And we've all been there at some point in life. And if you haven't, it's time to hit the streets. Oh man. So this whole thing starts his downfall because
Yeah. He
now
spirals.
he really does, because now Veronica is his official co-host, and she goes out to dinner because now her just existing and being able to be on the news has empowered all the women at the station. And who do we see, Jackie? What's the lady's name? We love her.
I love her too, and I can't think of her name.
10 thing.
Oh, Allison Janney?
No, not
no,
that
no.
one. How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days.
Catherine Hahn is who I'm
Thank
thinking.
you.
Yes.
Okay.
There
Yes.
it
Pretty
is.
good. Catherine
Okay.
Hahn.
So she's empowered the women of the station, and Catherine Hahn gives her a hot tip that
Mhm.
your boy Ron can't do shit if it's on the teleprompter.
Yeah.
He's gonna read it.
Yeah.
And they secretly change it, and he says, what does he say? Fuck you,
Fuck you, San Diego, I
or
think. Right?
something like that.
Which, Veronica, fucking well done, girl.
Yeah.
I mean,
You really
well
went for
done.
it.
Yeah, I mean, she did not like do one little thing. Like, she just really said, fuck you, San Diego, and then the entire town riots. They're like, we riot at dawn. Fuck you, Ron.
I love that he doesn't even recognize that he said it
No,
until way after, and he's like, whoa. And his boss is like, I gotta fire you. That's crazy. I would think they would get maybe like an FCC
Slap on the wrist.
yeah, a fine, but
Yeah.
to fire him, I'm
Yeah.
like, that's kind of a lot.
Yeah.
And he's like, you've betrayed me. Like the way he is afterwards. And he's a mess. And his homies stopped talking to him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, he really got fucked. He
Yeah.
lost his job, he lost his girl, and his friends, and his dog. His dog's gone.
Yeah, it's insane. And he starts looking like a slob and whatnot. But he gets a second chance because Veronica has to. They're all going to see this panda. I guess
Yeah,
because
that give birth, right? The panda is giving birth.
Yes. Well, I think
So-
it's a big deal because it's going to whatever they get is going to be packaged and used on all the other stations nationwide because it's like a big deal, or maybe statewide. I'm not really sure. And she's trying to get a good like shot,
yeah.
which by the way, we haven't mentioned that
Baby Seth Rogen.
baby Seth Rogen is her cameraman. She's trying to get his attention, and here comes Tim Robbins, PBS ass,
With his
and
tube.
he
With his
throws her-
tube.
He fucking pushes her like
Pushes her in the Kodak Bear?
yes,
Yeah, Kodak Bear enclosure. Little fucker.
like we are Sparta, and just throws her in
Yeah.
the damn thing.
Like Shawshank that, bitch. Get out of there. Climb through some sewage for that.
And like, I just want to know what the time period between all of this, because she goes missing. She's with the bears. Nobody knows where to find her. And so they're like, we got to get another anchor person. And so they call the bar where he's at, where
And he just like
Ron
happens to
is.
be there.
Right. And so he, of course, goes into the bathroom, does a quick Superman, and he's ready to go. But he's like, I need my boys. They're, of course, right there in the bar as well.
They're like, I'm right here. Ron, we're right here.
And they're
Like
like,
literally within feet. Like,
Well,
what?
let's go. But how long did it take him to get there that she was with the damn bear and nobody sees this?
I know, right? It's like, I get that she's not screaming because the bears are sleeping.
Right.
And like, so she's trying to be quiet. But I'm like, I don't know. I'd be like scaling a wall. Like, clearly someone's going to see her. There's a bunch of people like lined up.
Yeah.
Right.
You know?
Like
And
some pebbles or like do something.
Yeah.
And nobody saw him push her into it in the first place? That's wild. And of course, as they're walking by, Ron is the only one who can hear Veronica's curse,
Oddly enough.
violent screams. And then he's just talking loud. You ever try to tell this irritates me so much. You try to tell someone a secret, and so you're like kind of low, and they're like, huh? You said what? And I'm like, bitch, I'm trying to
So-and-so
tell
has
you
what?
something. Yeah. That's the vibes
Yeah.
it was giving.
Yeah.
Oh man. I love that Brick jumps in and lands on a bear and is riding the bear.
It's a good scene, that part. They're all just like down there chilling with some bears. Like, oh, okay.
And trying to fist punch them. I do love that Champ is being dragged like a little
Just around,
baby, like a rag doll. Oh my God. So they're able to get saved because the champ comes out of nowhere. I also forgot to say that Ron used a seashell to call his
Oh yeah. His boys, right?
Yes.
And then who shows up? Baxter.
Right. Yeah. Like,
he's
who
not dead.
Like, who does show up? Yes, Baxter shows up and jumps into the pit and has a full-on conversation in dog with the bear.
Yeah. He saved everyone. He saved them.
Oh my God. Insanity. So Ron gets his job back and he's able to cover this news. And then the both of them get to go to national news together, which is
lovely.
Interesting. Yeah.
Yeah. Lovely. I'm still a little
with
bitter about it.
Veronica for just forgiving Ron and accepting him as he is.
She does say that there's so many other men in the world that she should probably be with. And she knows this is like ridiculous, but she just has to have a Ron. So,
but that D,
but that D,
she hypnotized.
Woof.
Oh man, that's Anchorman.
That is Anchorman.
Like I said, I'm questioning myself, my 2004 self, but also like very hard into like 2008 because I was still quoting that movie at that. So like, was I okay?
I think we were all not okay, and that's okay. But I think
we've learned, we've grown.
It's nuts that Ron Burgundy's character was based on real people. So aesthetically, it's after Harold Green, a real anchorman in 1970s and early 1980s from San Diego. And then could you imagine claiming this? A former anchorman named Mort Krim, who had stints in Detroit and Philadelphia, tried to claim that Ron was based on him. His former co-anchor, Jessica Savage, did inspire Veronica Corningstone. Apparently there was some sort of like documentary that she had done or whatever, and he was in it. So no one ever.
Okay, fair enough. I get it.
No one ever confirmed, but okay, Mort, you got this. That's all you. Fine.
Yeah. He's like, that's me.
Her name is Mort.
I know, right? Yeah. Mort.
Krim. I'm Mort Krim.
It sounds more of like a used car salesman than like a news anchor.
Yeah. It's
so though the exact year that the film is set is never stated, the fact that the characters know all the lyrics to the song Afternoon Delight.
Yeah, we forgot that scene.
And Champ's offhanded Gene Tennant's reference on describing his excitement for sports probably places the time in mid-1977.
Sounds about right.
Interesting.
Forgot about the Afternoon Delights. Like, that was the
redeeming part.
Yeah, I was like, that was actually not terrible.
We were so upset and in our rage forgot about the joy that was Afternoon Delight.
Oh,
I mean, I will say, rewatching it, I definitely did LOL at a few scenes.
Yeah.
But probably not as many as I did in 2004. I definitely did not see this movie in the theaters, though.
Yeah,
I
this
did
was a
not.
DVD for
Yeah,
sure.
this was a DVD. This was like a rental for
Yeah.
sure. And then
Uh,
like your one friend had it on DVD and like you would, you would go over there and you would like watch it repeatedly and like, yeah.
Jackie, you got the car reference.
Yep, I'm going right now. Vroom vroom. The car Ron owns is a 1970 Pontiac, quite possibly a low-line Catalina 2-door hardtop.
I don't know any of those words, but I know it was a car and he had it.
And it looked 70s-ish.
Yeah, like I know what a Pontiac is, but a
Yeah.
Catalina, like I think a Catalina wine mixer.
Right. But Jamie, why don't you tell everybody where they can find you on social before we dive into the ratings?
Yeah, so I am a little bit everywhere. So at Instagram, you can find me at millennial_misery, at humorous_resources. And then if you want to see just me, it's at the_chief meme officer. And then it's at HR Besties Pod on all the socials.
Love it. And don't forget to check us out at No More Late Fees on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, Twitter, YouTube, and Threads. And Jamie, we'll start with you with your present day rating.
Yeah, so this is a same day rental for me. Like I could probably go another 20 years before I watch it again.
I'm right there with you. It's a same day rental for me as well.
Samesies. If I never have to watch this movie again,
Yeah.
It will be too soon.
For sure.
Love when people are
if
aligned.
you can quote the entirety of Anchorman and it is your favorite movie, I guess we want to hear from you. Hit us up at our quick drop 909-601 and MLF. Twat us at the Twitters, hem us at the threads, and you can be featured on a future episode.
Okay. We have a special birthday shout out for one of our Patreon besties, Atiba. Happy birthday, buddy. And your birthday is a month after mine, not 3 days. You know what I'm talking about. And join us next week as we are back with another Hilary Duff classic, A Cinderella Story. LOL. And thank you, Jamie, for joining us. We really had a good time with you. We hope you had fun.
You.
I had so much fun. Thank you so much for having me. Next time I'm back, let's not do another Will Fail.
No problemo.
Send us a list of like movies that make you happy, and we'll do one of those.
I am like pretty sure I picked this one too of the list that y'all gave me, and I'm slightly mortified.
We all learn and grow as people, and so now we know.
I'll hang my head in shame.
And as always, be kind and rewind.